Collins here. Received a utterly ludicrous response to my complaint, which I had raised with the IPCC, the Independent Police Complaints Commission. The Independent Police Complaints Commission immediately pushed that through to Northumbria Police, stating that it was Northumbria Police's responsibility in the first instance to investigate the complaint. That was in early November. I then finally, on the 14th of February, received the most preposterous of responses imaginable from Detective Inspector Gillian Beecroft in a letter reference GB/TC/CEO/00691/16. And I then put together a letter which I shall now read to you in the form of an appeal against her adjudication about my complaint of police harassment. So, here goes. I hereby wish to appeal the decision of your adjudication. To set the scene, on the evening of the 6th of July, I was detained by police under false pretenses. Namely, I was detained on the grounds that I had sexually molested a man in the Theatre Royal on that evening. It is now clear that police were holding me on the grounds of alleged mental illness, and I was denied my right to legal representation in the form of a solicitor, and given that it were a mental health accusation that were being levelled at me, I was also denied the right of having an appropriate adult present in those proceedings. I was held in an interrogation room until 7 a.m. the following morning, the 7th of July, at which point psychiatrists showed up and sectioned me under the Mental Health Act. I was taken to St. George's Psychiatric Hospital. My fiancée, my nearest relative, requested my immediate release, as were her right. An emergency court hearing was convened without either my fiancée, Helen Sanderson, or myself being informed about it. The grounds cited in that emergency court hearing to displace Helen Sanderson as my nearest relative were that A, by requesting my immediate release, she had displayed a willful disregard for my best interests, and B, she were resident in France and not contactable by email or telephone. Both of these grounds were, of course, utterly spurious. To use the very act of requesting immediate discharge by the nearest relative as reason for striking off the nearest relative is clearly a cynical attempt to circumvent the very spirit of the legislation, i.e. in all cases where a person has been sectioned and the nearest relative exercises his or her right for immediate discharge, it could clearly be argued that the nearest relative has displayed a willful disregard for the best interests of he who has been sectioned, because in all cases the request for discharge goes against the decision of the psychiatrist to incarcerate